député de Laurier-Saint-Marie.
Monsieur le Président, le projet de loi du gouvernement sur les armes à sous-munitions contient des failles qui permettraient l'utilisation de telles armes par des Canadiens lors d'opérations conjointes. Monsieur le Président, ça va complètement à l'encontre du traité. Et en plus, il y a moyen de permettre aux soldats canadiens de mener des opérations conjointes sans utiliser ce type d'armes qui tuent surtout des civils. Le droit canadien se doit de renforcer le traité pour l'interdiction des armes à sous-munitions, pas de l'affaiblir comme on s'apprête à le faire, et ça, sans bonne raison. Est-ce que le gouvernement va accepter l'amendement que nous proposons qui vise à corriger ce projet de loi?
Mr. Speaker, our legislation fully implements Canada's commitments to the Convention and strikes a good balance between humanitarian obligations and preserves our national security and defense interests. Mr. Speaker, our bill prohibits the use of development, possession, movement, import and export of cluster munitions and assistance in these activities. Mr. Speaker, our government is proud to have participated actively in the negotiations on the Convention on Cluster Munitions, and we were one of the first countries to have signed on this convention in 2008.
Member for Ottawa Centre. Mr. Speaker, our soldiers can operate with other countries without allowing them to use cluster munitions. In fact, the NDP has an amendment that will fix this bill. Mr. Speaker, international legal experts, our allies, the Red Cross, agree that the government's bill will weaken the treaty to ban cluster munitions. A former Australian Prime Minister calls the Conservative bill a great pity and says it undermines Canada's reputation. So will the minister agree to work with us to fix this bill?
Irrespective of what somebody else says, the Australian one, this is not Australia, this is Canada, Mr. Speaker. Let me say that, Mr. Speaker. Our government is proud to have participated actively in the negotiation of the Convention on Cluster Munitions, and we were the first country to have signed on to the Convention in 2008, Mr. Speaker. We have a proud record, Mr. Speaker, but our legislation will fully implement Canada's commitment to Convention and strike a good balance between the humanitarian obligation and preserve our national security and defense interests.